Never underestimate the way you walk. A single small habit done the wrong way can make you fall, drain your confidence, and steal the precious freedom that defines your later years. When we are young, walking feels automatic. But once you reach your 60s, 70s, or 80s, every step becomes a statement. I am steady and I am independent. Here is a truth few people realize: one slight slip or a single misstep can change your entire life. According to a 2024 study from Harvard University, 68% of falls among adults over 60 can be prevented simply by changing walking habits. Here is what surprises many people. If you position your head, arms, and feet the wrong way, you unintentionally create up to 80% of your fall risk without even noticing it. The good news is that when you adjust correctly, you can feel the difference in just a few days. Your steps feel lighter, your posture straighter, and your confidence rises every time you move. In today's video, we will explore safe walking strategies that experts at Harvard University, the Mayo Clinic, and Johns Hopkins University teach thousands of older adults every year. You do not need a gym or special equipment. With just a few minutes of practice at home, you can help your body become steadier, more flexible, and more youthful than it was 10 years ago. Picture this. You are walking in your yard with your head lifted, your back tall, and your arms moving in a gentle rhythm. It feels like youth returning. Every step is not just motion, it is a declaration of strength and self-belief. At the end of the video, I will reveal 6 golden techniques used by top physical therapists to help people over 70 walk with confidence and lose the fear of falling. The final secret may completely change the way you take every step. Falling may sound minor, but for older adults, it is one of the most serious threats of aging. According to a 2023 report from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, out of every 3 people over 65, at least one falls, at least once each year, and nearly half of them never fully regain confidence in their walking. A fall can lead to broken bones, joint damage, or something even more life-changing: the loss of independence. What is even more frightening is not the physical injury, but the fear that settles in the mind. After a fall, many people avoid going outside, avoid stairs, avoid faster steps, and gradually limit movement. When the body is used, less muscles weaken, reaction time slows, and the risk of falling rises even more. It becomes a dangerous cycle that traps many people. The good news is that this cycle can be broken. When you understand how to walk correctly, keep proper posture, and practice a few simple habits every day, you can reclaim stability that you thought was gone. What you are about to learn in this video will not only help you walk more steadily, it will also help you live with confidence and independence without the fear of falling. So if your steps have felt unsteady, if you sometimes worry when you stand up or head out the door, this video is for you. 1. Keep your head up, the 20-80 rule. When people think about balance, most focus on the legs or on muscle strength. In reality, the first key to steadier walking begins with your head. Many older adults walk with the head tilted down. It seems sensible because you want to see the ground and avoid tripping. Ironically, this habit makes you more likely to fall. When your head tilts down, your body's center of mass shifts forward. Your spine has to curve to compensate, your shoulders roll forward, and your chest compresses. Over time, your whole posture is pulled forward, leaving you out of balance. Specialists at the Mayo Clinic point out that head position directly affects your vestibular balance, the inner ear system that helps you sense space and movement. When your head leans too far forward, that system works overtime to figure out direction, forcing the brain to make constant corrections. The result can be instability, lightheadedness, or a subtle sense of swaying as you move. Imagine your head as the rudder of a ship. If the rudder turns even a few degrees, the entire ship changes course. Your body does the same thing. Tip your head down a little and your shoulders, back, and hips all adjust to compensate. Those continuous adjustments make balancing harder, especially after 60, when reaction time naturally slows. This is why physical therapists teach a simple but powerful guideline called the 20-80 rule. Look straight ahead 80% of the time and glance down only 20% of the time, using your eyes rather than your neck. When you set your gaze on a point 10 to 15 feet away, which is about 3 to 4 meters, your spine naturally stacks up, your shoulders open, your chest lifts, and your steps become lighter and more fluid. It may feel unfamiliar at first, especially if you have spent years looking down, but within days you will likely notice less back strain, a more comfortable neck, and steadier steps. A 2022 study from the Mayo Clinic Center for Aging reported that older adults who kept the head level with the eyes forward showed 41% better balance than those who frequently looked down. That is not just a number. It can be the difference between a confident step and an unwanted fall. Here is an easy practice. Place a small piece of paper on a wall at eye level in a hallway or living room. Each time you walk past, keep your eyes on that spot rather than the floor. This gently retrains your body to hold a natural, upright posture without forcing it. When you walk outdoors, choose a point in the distance, such as a row of trees, a sign, or a small building, and let your eyes stay on it as you move. Let your head lead the way, not your feet. You will feel lighter, more in control, and more confident. One 74-year-old patient shared that after only 2 weeks of practicing this rule, she had less dizziness while walking, and her posture looked and felt more upright, both stronger and more youthful. Science has also shown that posture does not only influence the body, it shapes mood and emotion. When your head is down, the brain reads that as fatigue or worry. When you lift your head and look ahead, the brain releases positive hormones such as dopamine and serotonin. You feel more confident and energized. So the first lesson for fall-free walking is simple. Lift your head, look ahead, and let your body follow that confidence. Do not let fear make you fold forward. Let every step declare, I still own my body, and I still stand strong on these legs. 2. Swing your arms in rhythm. Your arms are your balance tools. Now let us focus on a part of the body almost everyone forgets while walking: the arms. Many people believe balance comes only from the legs. In truth, the arms are your natural stabilizers. With every step, your arms and legs work like 2 gears in a clock. When your right leg moves forward, your left arm swings forward, and the opposite happens on the next step. This cross-body motion spreads your weight more evenly, keeps your walking rhythm steady, and reduces strain on the hips and knees. As we age, many people gradually stop swinging the arms. Some do it because the shoulders feel stiff or sore. Others hold the arms tight to the sides as a kind of protective posture. Unfortunately, that makes movement feel less natural. When you do not swing your arms, your body loses a big part of its automatic rhythm and reflexes. The muscles around the abdomen and lower back have to tense up to compensate. You tire faster, your gait feels heavy, and it becomes easier to veer off balance when you turn. A 2022 study from the University of Michigan found that older adults who maintained arm swing coordination reduced their fall risk by 23% compared with those who walk stiffly or without arm swing. Consistent arm swing not only improves balance, it also helps keep the shoulders flexible, boosts circulation, and activates the core. Remember this, your arms are not just along for the ride. They are an essential part of the built-in balancing system your body designed for you. If you pay attention to confident walkers, you will notice a common thread. Their arms move smoothly and softly without stiffness. Here is a simple home drill. Stand tall with your feet about shoulder width apart. Relax your shoulders and keep a gentle bend at your elbows. Begin marching in place by lifting one knee at a time. Let your arms swing naturally with the rhythm. There is no need to force a big motion. Allow your body to find its own beat. After about 30 seconds, you will likely feel the change. Your shoulders release tension, your back softens, and your body begins to self-correct to stay balanced. When you head out for a real walk, keep a few cues in mind. Maintain a soft bend at the elbows. Let the arm swing match the opposite leg. Keep the forward swing modest, about 4 to 6 inches, which is roughly 10 to 15 centimeters. Then let the arm move gently behind you. Keep your shoulders relaxed rather than pinned to your sides. Imagine that you are dancing lightly with yourself. Each step and each arm swing becomes a smooth conversation between your body and your breath. When you stay in that rhythm, your whole body feels more flexible, more fluid, and more alive. One 76-year-old woman told her physical therapist, "I thought leg work was enough. I never guessed my arms would help me walk better." After 3 weeks of practicing arm swing, she could walk down a hallway about 100 feet, which is approximately 30 meters, without touching the wall, something she had not done in years. Experts also highlight that arm swing activates the muscles of the chest, shoulders, and upper back. Those muscles help you maintain an upright posture. Your chest opens, your breaths become deeper, and more oxygen reaches your lungs. All of that helps you walk longer without fatigue. There is another benefit. Natural arm swing raises heart rate a little, which improves blood flow to the brain. This is one reason many people feel more alert after just a few minutes of walking the right way. So the next time you step out, do not focus only on your feet. Allow your arms to return to their job of keeping your balance, keeping your rhythm, and keeping your confident presence. When your arms move in rhythm, you are not only safer, your gait looks more energetic and more youthful. With every swing, your body is telling the world, I am still strong, and the rhythm of life is still in me. 3. Heel-to-toe motion. Heel first, roll through the foot and push off with the toes. If there is one thing most of us do incorrectly when we walk, it is how we place the foot on the ground. When we are young, we tend to walk naturally. The heel touches first, your weight rolls along the length of the foot, and finally, the toes push your body forward. Over time, that habit fades. Many older adults, afraid of tripping or losing balance, start planting the entire foot flat at once, or worse, landing on the toes first. That may sound safer, but it actually makes you more likely to slip because the body loses the natural elastic chain of movement that keeps rhythm and absorbs impact. Remember this: the right way to walk is not about force, it is about smart mechanics. Smart mechanics means moving from heel to midfoot to toes. Physical therapists call this the heel-to-toe motion, a gentle rolling action from back to front. When you let the heel touch first, your body has time to distribute weight evenly. The muscles of the calves, knees, and hips join in to control the movement. When the toes press off, that stored energy returns and sends you forward smoothly without losing balance. A study from a Japanese Institute for Aging found that older adults who practiced a heel-to-toe gait for 3 weeks reduced the risk of slips by up to 36% and significantly improved postural control. There is a simple and inspiring story. Mr. Tanaka, an 84-year-old gentleman in Japan, was warned by his doctor that one more fall could mean a permanent wheelchair. Instead of giving up, he began a small morning ritual. He walked barefoot on a tatami mat in his home for 10 minutes each day. He focused on the sensation of the heel touching the foot rolling and the toes pushing off. At first, it was difficult because his body was used to stamping in place. After 3 weeks, his gait changed completely. His steps became flexible and rhythmic, and he said, "I am not only steadier, I feel alive again." His approach is worth copying. When you walk barefoot on a soft surface, the feet receive direct stimulation that helps the brain reawaken the nerves that sense balance. This is called proprioceptive feedback, your body's natural way of knowing where you are in space and how you are moving. You can try this at home. Choose a safe surface such as a soft rug or a lightly padded floor. Take off your shoes, stand tall, and begin with slow, deliberate steps. Let the heel touch first. Let your weight roll gently across the midfoot, then push your body forward with the toes. When you do it correctly, you will feel a smooth, steady wave of motion traveling through the foot. If you practice for 5 to 10 minutes a day, you will notice that your feet respond more quickly. The small muscles around the ankles become stronger, and it becomes easier to maintain balance, even when you are standing still for longer. Periods. There is another important benefit that many people do not know. A correct gait improves circulation in the feet. As the heel lands and the weight rolls toward the toes, the muscles in the soles and the calves act like natural pumps that push blood back toward the heart. This is especially important for people with diabetes or poor circulation because it helps reduce swelling, foot pain, and the risk of foot ulcers. Specialists at the Cleveland Clinic also confirm that consistent heel-to-toe training can increase lower limb blood flow by up to 28% in just 4 weeks, which is a remarkable result. When you practice this technique correctly, you will notice changes not only in your feet but throughout your whole body. Your posture becomes lighter and more upright. Your stride becomes more natural and more even. Think of each step as a breath. Heel, midfoot, toes. When this rhythm is steady, you are not only walking correctly, you are teaching your body to run smoothly again the way it did when you were younger. Once your body remembers this motion, you will feel something wonderful. No more stiffness with every step, no more heaviness in the knees, only a chain of movement that is smooth, natural, and full of life. So every time you step out of bed, remember this simple rule. Heel first, roll evenly, and push with the toes. That is the rhythm of stability, the rhythm of confidence, and the rhythm of a body that is still strong, whether you are over 60 or over 80. 4. Short steps, smart steps, shorter strides for steadier walking. Many people believe that longer strides mean faster, farther walking. For older adults, longer strides are not always better. In fact, they can be risky. When you force a very long step, your center of mass tends to shift slightly backward. On a slightly slick floor, a raised threshold, or a small loose stone, that subtle shift can cause an instant loss of balance. Long strides also place more stress on the knees and hips, especially in those who already have joint issues. The opposite approach works far better. When you shorten your step a little, something almost magical happens. Your weight stays near your center line. Your muscles control your movement more easily. You react faster when a small obstacle appears. Scientists call this the short step strategy, a shorter stride to increase stability. A 2021 study from Johns Hopkins University found that older adults who took shorter steps but kept a quicker, even cadence showed a gait stability score that was 35% higher than those who tried to take longer strides. In other words, strength is not always in the long stride. Sometimes the short stride is what takes you farther. Imagine walking along a path covered with small pebbles. With a long stride, each landing forces one leg to hold your whole body weight, while the other leg is still in the air. With a shorter stride, both feet touch down more frequently, helping you keep a triangle of stability with the back heel, the front toes, and your center in between. Here is a simple drill. Stand on a flat, comfortable surface. Walk as you normally do for 10 seconds and count your steps. Then walk again, this time shortening your steps slightly and keeping them light, quick, and even. If the number of steps goes up, that is a good sign. You have increased cadence and reduced stride length, which means your center is more stable. Once you are comfortable, bring this technique into daily life. Indoors, keep your steps small, even, and light. On slopes or stairs, lean your upper body slightly forward and avoid reaching the foot too far ahead. On slick floors, reduce your stride by about 20 to 30%. You will feel much more in control. A 78-year-old gentleman in physical therapy at Johns Hopkins said, "I used to push myself to walk fast and long like I did when I was young. When my therapist taught me to walk short, and even I finally understood. Safe walking is not about power, it is about wisdom." After 6 weeks of training, he could confidently walk about 1 2/10 miles every morning, which is approximately 2 kilometers without using a cane. Shorter steps also make you control each step more intentionally. The small muscles around the knees, ankles, and hips activate more often, sharpening your balance reflexes. It is like doing hidden exercise every time you walk. There is another plus. With shorter steps, the foot lifts a little higher than it does with long strides. That reduces the chance of catching a rug, a door threshold, or a tree root. You will notice fewer stumbles indoors or in places with small objects on the ground. Keep this in mind. Walking fast is not always walking far, and walking far is not always walking steady. When you shorten your step, keep a steady rhythm, and focus on control, you are teaching your body a priceless skill: safety in every movement. The most beautiful part is this. With shorter steps, you can enjoy each step and each moment. No rushing, no fear, just you and the ground moving together. Let every step become a breath and a quiet song between you and your body. Sometimes to go very far, you do not need a big stride. You only need small steps in the right direction. 5. Strengthen your core, the hidden engine of balance. When people think about balance, most immediately think of the legs. Experts point out that the true center that keeps you from falling lies in the muscles of the abdomen and hips, commonly called the core. The abdominal muscles, the lower back, and the hips are the hidden engine that drives nearly every movement of your body. They work quietly every time you stand up, bend down, or turn. If this area is weak, your body becomes like a post with a shaky base. It only takes a small force to tip you off balance. As we age, the core gradually weakens because we tend to move less. You might notice this when you need to hold on to furniture to stand, or when you tire quickly after a short walk. The good news is that your core can be rebuilt even at 80 years old. Mary, who is 82, once shared that she constantly felt unsteady, especially when rising from a chair. After her doctor taught her 2 small daily exercises, lifting 1 foot for 5 seconds and gently engaging her abdominal muscles while brushing her teeth, she felt noticeably steadier and more confident after only 3 weeks. This result is not luck. According to a 2024 study from the Cleveland Clinic, older adults who performed light core exercises for just 10 minutes per day improved balance by as much as 42% within 4 weeks. The mechanism is simple. When you activate the muscles of the abdomen, hips, and lower back, you train your body to hold a stable central axis. When that axis is strong, you are less likely to fall, even if a foot slips or balance is challenged for a moment. Here is a simple exercise 1, the mini leg lift. Stand near a sturdy surface such as a table or a chair. Lift 1 foot about 2 to 4 inches, which is about 5 to 10 centimeters off the floor, and hold for 5 seconds, then switch sides. Repeat 10 times per leg, 2 to 3 times per day. If you are just starting, you may lightly rest a hand on the surface for stability. Here is a simple exercise 2, the rice bag or water bottle twist. Sit on a solid chair with your back tall. Hold a small bag of rice weighing about 2 1/10 pounds, which is about 1 kilogram, or hold a water bottle of about 17 fluid ounces, which is about 5/10 of a liter at your chest. Inhale, then slowly rotate your torso to the left and then to the right, with control, keeping a gentle abdominal brace throughout. This exercise activates the oblique abdominal muscles and the hips, key players in balance when you move. Practice for 5 to 7 minutes per day, and you will likely feel real changes. Your midsection will feel firmer, your lower back less fatigued, and when you stand up or turn, your body will react more smoothly. A rehabilitation physician at the Cleveland Clinic explains it clearly. A strong core is like having extra shock absorbers in your body. It absorbs tiny oscillations as you move, keeping you stable even when the environment changes. Core strength does more than protect your balance. It improves posture, reduces back pain, and increases endurance when you walk. When the muscles around the abdomen and hips are strong, each step meshes together more efficiently, like a well-tuned machine. Here is a small daily strategy. While doing household tasks, take every chance to engage your core. When washing dishes lightly, brace your abdomen and keep your back tall. When waiting at a crosswalk, shift your weight gently from 1 foot to the other to wake up the hip muscles. When climbing stairs, lift your head, draw the abdomen in, and you will feel yourself step more lightly with less fatigue. When repeated day after day, these small actions become a natural balance reflex. After 4 weeks of practice, Mary said, "I am no longer afraid to stand up from a chair. I feel like I am taking charge of my body again, step by step and breath by breath." You can achieve the same. You do not need a gym or expensive equipment. You only need a little persistence, a water bottle, and a few minutes each day. Remember this, your legs carry you forward, but your core keeps you upright. When your central axis is strong, you do not just walk more steadily. You live with more confidence, more safety, and more freedom in your own body. 6. Floor awareness. Recognize the surface beneath you. Sometimes the greatest danger is not where you expect it. It is not the steep staircase or the slippery outdoor slope. It is the familiar floor of your own home. According to research from the National Institute on Aging, 56% of indoor falls occur at floor transitions, places where light or surface material changes, such as from tile to carpet, from wood to tile, or even a subtle threshold between rooms. When you are younger, the eyes and brain coordinate very quickly to detect those changes. As you age, vision and reaction speed slow. Missing that signal by even a fraction of a second can be enough to cause a slip. The story of Alan, who is 78, is a clear example. He believed he was very careful, walking slowly and staying alert. One afternoon after the kitchen floor had been mopped, he stepped in without noticing that it was still slick. His feet slid, and only a quick grab at the table kept him from a serious fall. He realized that danger is not always visible. So Alan created a simple and effective habit. Whenever he walked from one room to another, he quietly named the surface he was stepping onto. Tile, carpet, wood. It may sound unusual, but this gave his brain an extra second to prepare for the change. Since then, he has not had a single close call. Researchers call this mental labeling, using words to cue the brain before the body moves. It is a powerful way to retrain reflexes in older adults. Here is a practical tip. If your home has transition zones, for example, between a wood-floored living room and a tile kitchen, place a light-colored anti-slip strip right at the junction. The brighter color helps the eyes detect the change more clearly, and the brain automatically adjusts your step as you approach. Also, make sure the area is well lit because sudden shifts from bright to dim light are a common cause of stumbles. Another extremely effective habit is the 1-second pause rule. When moving from a bright space into a darker one, such as from your yard into a hallway, stop for exactly 1 second before stepping forward. That short pause lets your eyes adapt and may save you from a fall. Try a small experiment. Step from your living room into the kitchen and pay attention to the feeling under your feet. Does the floor feel slicker, softer, or cooler? That sensation is the signal your brain needs to adjust your gait. The more clearly you notice those differences, the sharper your balance reflex becomes. Experts at the National Institute on Aging encourage older adults to practice floor awareness for at least 5 minutes per day by simply walking between rooms and focusing on sensations under the feet. Over time, the brain relearns how to distinguish texture, firmness, and temperature, small details that greatly affect safety. If someone in your home cleans regularly, make sure to communicate when a floor is wet or freshly mopped. A small wet floor sign or a mat at the doorway can prevent unnecessary accidents. There is another helpful discovery. Walking barefoot on different surfaces such as rugs, wood floors, or grass activates thousands of tiny nerves in the soles, improving your sense of the ground and heightening balance sensitivity. You do not need complicated methods. You only need to pay a little more attention to each step. With every step, your body is having a quiet conversation with the ground, and your attention is the bridge between safety and risk. Remember Alan's words, "I am not afraid of falling anymore. I just need to know what surface I am stepping on, and I let my feet do the rest." Surface awareness does more than prevent falls. It trains mindfulness in every movement. Starting today, do not just walk. Feel the ground beneath your feet. 7. Smart support strategy: use aids the right way. Many older adults hold a mistaken belief that using a cane, a walker, or a handrail is a sign of weakness. The truth is the opposite. It is a sign of wisdom and initiative. Physical therapy experts at Harvard University often say, a cane or a walker does not make you weak. It is an extension of your confidence. After a fall, many people are afraid to go outside, worried that they will fall again. What truly takes away their freedom is not the cane. It is the fear. A cane or a walker, when used correctly, can help you stay balanced, rebuild trust in your body, and reopen the door to independence. I once met a 79-year-old woman named Helen who lived in the Boston suburbs. After a fall in her garden, she became so afraid of walking that she rarely left the house. Her daughter gave her a lightweight carbon fiber cane, but Helen refused at first, saying, "I do not need it. I am not that old." One day, her 8-year-old granddaughter took her hand and said, "Grandma, if the cane helps you walk with me every afternoon, then it is a little miracle, not a sign of age." From that day on, Helen carried her cane each morning. Every afternoon, she and her granddaughter walked the block together, cane in hand, little hand in hers. Neighbors noticed a smiling woman, walking with confidence, no longer held back by fear. Helen said, "I realized the cane did not take my freedom. It gave it back." Here is how to make a cane or walker a partner, not a burden. If you use a cane, hold it in the hand opposite your weaker leg. When the weaker leg steps forward, the cane shares the load and keeps your balance natural. If you use a walker, keep it close to your body and move it forward with small, gentle steps. Do not push it too far ahead, which pulls your center out of place. When rising from a chair, place the cane or walker within reach. Brace, lightly shift weight to your stronger leg, and then step. Some people fear that relying on support will make the body lazy. In reality, the opposite happens. When you feel safe, you move more. The muscles continue to work and strength is maintained. Harvard physicians emphasize a simple truth. The worst choice is not using a cane. The worst choice is not moving at all. When you use a cane correctly, you protect your joints, preserve muscle strength, and most importantly, you carry yourself with confidence. Consider increasing home safety with small adjustments. Install handrails in hallways, on stairs, and in bathrooms. Place anti-slip mats near the sink, the stove, and doorways. Add motion-sensing lights in darker areas to avoid stepping into dim spaces. Each small change can reduce fall risk by significant margins. More importantly, change how you think about accepting help. No one judges you for using a cane. In fact, people admire those who take charge of their safety and keep living actively. An 85-year-old man once said in therapy, "I used to think the cane proved I was old. Now I think differently. It is my ticket to the park, to the sunset, and to living as myself." Like Helen, he still walks every evening, cane in hand, head lifted, eyes bright with confidence. That is what matters most. Whether you carry a cane, use a walker, or simply take a handrail, every step proves that you still own your life. There is no shame in using support. It is the choice of a strong person, someone who knows that safety is not fear. Safety is wisdom. So the next time you see a cane or a walker, do not think, "I need this because I am weak." Think, "I use this because I choose freedom." By now you can feel it. Walking is not just movement. It is a journey of confidence. Every step says, "I am still strong. I am still moving forward." A 79-year-old patient once confessed that she had been afraid to leave her house for nearly half a year after a minor fall. "I thought if I did not walk, I would not fall." When she practiced each of these 6 habits, from head position and arm swing to heel-to-toe motion and balance work, after only 3 weeks, she smiled and said, "I did not just start walking again. I found myself again." That sentence touches the heart of anyone who has ever feared aging. Each step you take today is a declaration that you are still moving forward, not backward. Remember this: your best steps are not behind you. They are still ahead. We have covered 7 small habits with great power. Keep your head up to restore posture and confidence. Swing your arms to reclaim natural rhythm. Walk heel, first roll through, and push off to move smoothly and steadily. Shorten your steps and keep them even to stabilize your center. Strengthen your core, the hidden engine of balance. Stay aware of floor changes so small shifts do not surprise you. Use support wisely, because intelligence is not avoiding help. It is using it to stay free. Each habit is a small step. Together they create a big change in your life. You will not only walk more steadily, you will live more proactively, more confidently, and more joyfully. If you want to continue this journey, watch the next part where I share 5 exercises to retrain your balance reflexes in just 10 minutes each day, backed by experts at the Mayo Clinic and Harvard University. Subscribe so you will not miss it, because with a few minutes of practice, you will feel younger day by day. And finally, remember this: living safely is not only about avoiding falls. It is about never stopping your forward motion. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which of these 7 habits helped you the most? Leave a comment, because your story can inspire thousands of others who are rebuilding confidence with every step.